Welcome back to Tapes from the Attic. I'm James. This is
Daniel.
and we have a special guest.
I'm also Daniel.
Got Daniel Evans here, a.k.a. Red Lobster Fiend.
Devins.
A.k.a. a wild fucking animal.
I guess so. That's new. That's like a newer thing you've been calling me, though.
Wild animal?
Like wildman.
Mm-hmm.
You're a fucking wild man, dude. It's like, I haven't seen you. I've only seen you like a couple times, like over a few months.
Yeah.
So I just see like every time you're just like a little bit more of like a fucking a wild animal. I don't know. Like in a good way. It's not anything bad.
Explain that. What do you mean? I feel like the progression of people, the way that like people change over time, you can't tell that you're getting any different.
Yeah.
But I feel like from somebody who hasn't seen me in like a really long time, either of you.
And who knows you pretty well.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Like, I feel like you're kind of weathered. Like,
okay.
I don't know, being like,
Weathered.
yeah, like
Like a front porch?
you've got more, like you're more experienced now or something. I don't know.
like wisdom.
Yeah,
And shit like that.
I don't know. That's again something that I don't realize.
yeah, you probably.
And also, it's
definitely-
funny because you said weathered the last the last podcast where you're kind of mentioning me, and the thing I think
Did I?
Yeah, well, yeah,
I forgot
you were
I
like,
talked
I
about
feel
it.
like he's weathered.
I forgot I talked about
And
it.
I was like,
on that.
oh god, because to me,
Not
no, I know you didn't mean it in a bad way, but to me, I'm like the youngest one with everybody that I like tour with and do stuff with.
Mhm.
So it's funny that you say that because like I don't think of myself as that like
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just like you have to see it like in chunks, kind
Well,
of.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why it's interesting to hear what other people think of
Mhm.
me and like what I do. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's like going from like kind of starting playing music with you, like when you kind of started going to now.
Literally when I started.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you started playing music and you were in bands, and I remember thinking that you were cool. You know?
Yeah.
Because like you were the guy who would play like weird places, and I was
churches.
like, yeah, and I was like really
Not churches, chicken.
Well, not churches. I remember this one show you told me about. I don't. Maybe you can shine some light on this, but it was like at some sort of trailer park.
What?
Yeah, we played a show
Engraved in Me played a show, and I remember it was like on a weekend, like late at night, and just the way you had described it to me, it was like, oh fuck, like he's doing like some cool shit.
I want to hear the story.
Well, I think it was
Like a trailer park or the barn show?
we were.
The barn show is completely different.
Okay.
No, this was a trailer park up in like North Kansas City. It was a kind of a nice trailer park though. It was well, it was like kind
Little
of
classy joint.
yeah. It had like a lake, so it kind of reminded me of like lake houses. But there was like a community center there, and a girl like booked us a show there with. Do you remember the band A Sequence of Ghosts? It was like a local.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were kind of like a melodic metal band kind of
Something.
deal. But I like loved that was kind of more when I was like a church kid, so I like loved them. They were kind of like a Christian band, but played a show with them there, and it was like middle of the night. It was like so random. I don't even remember
Yeah.
like how that happened, but it was fun.
But
It was
yeah. The point I was
yeah,
trying to get at though is like I go from like I still have moments where I think of moments like that, and I think, man, that shit's cool. And I'm doing things that as a younger kid I would think was like really cool, but at the time it's like not.
yeah, because you're like involved in it, so you don't really realize
I don't
it.
know. It's like really, yeah.
Yeah, like how many tours have you guys been on
I don't know.
with like Blindside? Is it like too many to count?
Tour is like a weird. It depends on what you're counting as like a tour, you know, because they did one tour that I think was kind of a little bit all over, and then they did a West Coast tour, and I wasn't in the band then, and then we this last summer did an East Coast tour that was only like 11 days, but obviously playing in a different city in 11 days all up the East Coast and then back. But you do like Texas runs where you'll play like 3 shows in Texas in like a weekend or something, and you'll do different runs. So it kind of depends on what you would constitute as a tour,
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
yeah, play out of town and do stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I really wanted to hear about like how the last show felt to you, because I was there and it was fucking amazing.
Okay.
But
So
I wanted to hear
I'll-
it from you because you were kind of busy after you guys got done. And
I'll,
all that,
I'll
so.
give my point of view, but I also want to hear your point of view
Mm-hmm.
because
I wasn't there.
I wish you would have went. I want you
Yeah.
to go. Like next time there's something like that, I want you to go.
Yeah.
'cause it's-
that one was that show is a little bit different because that was like fucking crazy. Like there was like over 200 people there.
Yeah.
And if you just went to like a normal show, there would not be over 200 people there.
Yeah, it's normally like
But
50
Because of the
to
final
100.
show.
Yeah,
It
for
was,
some reason
Like,
it's
go big or go home.
yeah, and it was
And
like
then you guys
crazy.
went home.
A lot of and then we went home and it was, but wildly a lot of people cared about that. And it's not that I didn't think people would care, I'm not like self-deprecating about it, but it's incredible when you like
That
well,
many
we're
people.
gonna be done with this band, and then that many people come and like care about your band. It's like fucking wild.
Yeah, because you never have them all in one place.
Yeah, so we booked it at the El Torreon because a few of the places that we wanted to book it before didn't want to do it. Like they saw the amount of people attending on the Facebook page, and were like, we can't have this many people.
Yeah.
Which one? Where was it originally?
I don't want to say because I don't
Okay,
want those people
okay.
to like.
Okay.
Yeah. It was at another cool venue that
Yeah.
they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be like talking shit on
Yeah.
the venue there.
No.
So El Torreon, which used to be a lot of shows there back in the day. I was too young to ever go to shows there, but like all the older people that were there were like, "Fuck, this is so weird,"
Yeah.
because it's like a church now or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we did it in the side room there, and it was really cool. And like I think it was 7 bands total played, or 6 because one of them dropped. But it was all bands that we had close friends in, and we had like through touring and playing shows together. We were like really good friends with them, so it was cool because we got there early. We set everything up. The stage was awesome. The space was awesome. Bands started to get there, and then like right at 6, people started showing up. But it felt like there was a lot of people when there was just bands there.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, like
Yeah, 6 bands with about 5 people per band.
yeah, 5 people per band.
So it's
there's
30
like
people already.
yeah, 30 people already, just bands. And it's crazy because like you'll go to shows, obviously, like even you go to shows where you might not know tons of people, but it feels like you do because like everybody, you're just hugging everybody,
Right.
But it's wild because it was like having a birthday party that was like all centered around like us. It was like weird,
Yeah.
but in like an amazing way,
Or like
right?
a funeral, but you're
So,
just
like,
alive.
Yeah, so like everybody is like coming
Dark.
up and yeah, everyone's like it was a funeral
Yeah.
for like a band.
It's like a living
people
wake.
like.
Yeah.
So like everyone's showing up and like you literally like everybody that's there you like want to see there.
Yeah.
And people that don't normally come to shows are like at the show, and it's like just fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
like even people I brought with don't go to shows.
don't go
but
to
it
shows,
was
but
like,
you brought like 7 people.
it's like, hey, this is like kind of important.
Yeah, and it was fucking crazy. So every set that wasn't our set was awesome, obviously.
Mhm.
Very high energy the entire time. Every band we wanted to... There was like no filler, because sometimes on shows you'll throw somebody on and it's like, oh, I'm not that into that band. But every band that played that, we cultivated it to where it would be like an awesome show
Yeah.
for us. So like I was in the front for like every band rocked. And then we played, and it was like... It's fucking weird because usually if you play last... Especially like a band like Blindside, I don't know. You go into it and you kind of think like people are gonna leave, I don't know. There was like more people there for us. I know it was our last show, but it's hard to like grasp that people are there for like us. There's like tons of fucking people there. The set was insane. That was the longest we'd ever played. We played for like almost a half hour, and people were going fucking crazy the entire time. Like from not even playing, from just the feedback before the set, people were moshing.
Yeah.
Until after we played. And after we played, like immediately people were like on the stage and like hugging all of us. I don't know, it was really fucking weird.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was just like the best energy you could possibly have at a show the entire time.
That's cool. Yeah, I liked that it ended up being at El Torreon also. Like
Yeah.
that was where I went to my first like kind of more, I guess, sort of underground show, like that was more like Kansas City music versus like more suburb Blue Springs kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was cool. Like it's so much different, but like it still had like the same kind of vibe. Like that front room, because I saw a lot of bands in that front room too.
Yeah.
And it was cool. Like it still has like me and somebody else were talking about it there too, like the beam that's like right in the middle.
Yeah,
of everybody.
yeah.
It's like kind of like infamous because it's in the worst spot ever.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's like literally right in the middle of
The cool thing
crowd.
about beams like that, though, I don't know if you've ever been to shows where like nowhere is safe. And
Yeah.
you're just going to get fucked up if you're standing in front.
Definitely.
Beams like that are awesome because you can stand on one side of the beam and you at least know that you can't get fucked up from one side.
Right, yeah, you just kind of scoot over
Yeah.
and you're good.
I played a show in St. Joe. It was the last show I played with that band, but there was a beam in the middle of the fucking stage.
Yeah.
Or
It's
like not
so
even
weird.
middle, it was like just off.
It's like maybe they built the stage
and then
after the building was built.
there-
It was just the stairs were creaky too, walking up the stage.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm carrying so much equipment, and I'm just gonna fucking blow right through.
There's a venue that we have. It's like a basement venue called Middle East in Kansas City.
I haven't been there yet.
Middle East is fucked up for like a few reasons. Mostly because of the location. Like it's definitely a place where when you were younger and you were telling your mom you were going to a show, and she's like worried about you because she thinks it's gonna be. It's exactly that place. Right next to it. You know, remember Precious Dough?
Sorry, I'm.
Do you remember Precious Dough?
No, in a
Okay.
serious tone, yes. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah. Horrible stuff. Right next to like Middle East is the park where they found
Oh,
Precious
shit.
Dough. So it's like literally.
That was like the scariest shit from my childhood
yeah,
happening.
yeah. It's like.
Do you remember
oh,
that?
Fuck.
What?
Precious Dough was like a. It was
We
like
don't
a-
need to go
Yeah.
too into it, but it's the
Yeah.
they found a child's severed head in this park. Long story short.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Could have
big.
left that part out.
All right,
was-
R.I.P. Precious Dough.
It was. Yeah.
But Middle East is funny because it's a basement, and also I'm not talking shit on Middle East. Middle East rocks, but it's a basement where I can't stand up straight in it. It's so
Fuck,
so small.
how tall are you?
Kind of like this.
I don't know. I'm
You're like probably
I'm relatively
6'3".
tall, but you're taller than me.
Yeah.
So I can't stand up straight in it, and then there's a small little stage, and where the drums are, the drums barely fit in between this column and a back wall, and there's just this big stone column. So like if the drummer's playing, you can't see what's in front of you.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And me and Max were on the same side, and we had to like angle our guitars, so we're playing like this the entire time because our amps are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just
In
there's
your
no
back.
fucking room. Yeah.
I bet it was fucking loud as hell too.
Loud as hell, and there was like a big tour package that was playing that show. So there's 3 bands that were on tour. They had 2 vans and 21 people. They were just bringing all their friends,
Oh my
right?
god.
So the cool thing about tour packages like that is if you're in a place like Kansas City where like people don't go crazy, there's not like a lot of moshers, right? Everybody in that tour package that wasn't playing in the band that was playing right now are like pitting for their friends, right? So there were
In a
kids
basement.
there were kids that were just like getting like dragged out or like walking out or like had broken noses and shit. It was fucked up. It was awesome though. Yeah, yeah.
Sounds cool. That's in KC, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it somebody you know that runs it, or
I-
is it like somebody's house?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't fucking know who lives there right now.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Gotcha.
So if you had somebody, there's somebody that I'm friends with that knows who lives there, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Not
know
sure.
who
Like,
lives
don't
there.
know him
Yeah.
personally.
There's 3 houses on the property.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Is that where that show is? What? Isn't it like next weekend? Is there a show there?
Yeah.
Or is
I
that
think
somewhere
so.
else?
I think Devil's. No, we're playing the Devil's Den first show.
Yeah,
With
we should talk about Devil's Den too.
we can talk about Devil's Den. Devil's Den's first show is next Saturday with a rapper named Solomon
Okay.
at Aaron Rhodes' house.
He does Shuttlecock.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of know who that is.
Yeah, Aaron Rhodes, Shuttlecock. Read his shit.
Yeah.
Literally.
What are you
He's
pointing
amazing. I'm pointing at the camera.
Oh,
I assume the
I
camera's
forgot
gonna
we
be
had.
watching me, yeah.
I forgot we had cameras here. Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
good though.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about him. Yeah.
Literally, if you like music in Kansas City and you're not paying attention to Shuttlecock, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And that's not just punk music. If you like any sort of music,
Yeah.
fucking listen to, subscribe, read, do whatever. Aaron Rhodes, Shuttlecock.
Yeah, he's wrote up stuff.
He reviews
on
for The Pitch.
Yeah.
He is like,
I'm familiar
he's the guy.
Yeah. That's,
with the pitch.
Yeah. So he does a lot. I think he did. Did he do a lot of the pictures that were put up from the last Blindside show?
Yeah,
too?
yeah. He takes
there were some
pictures.
fucking
He
good
does.
pictures.
He does reviews.
Yeah.
He
Super involved.
Yeah. And he's like young. I don't know how old he is right now.
He looks super young. Yeah.
Yeah. He's younger and he's
That's
fucking.
awesome.
He's incredible. Yeah.
We need more shit like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I listened to the Devil's Den EP.
What did you think?
If I would have remembered, I wanted to set it up to where we could run it through the board and just play like one track off of it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't want to fuck with it right now because it's too.
That's
that would
fine.
take a while to find a cable for that. But
Yeah.
it was nuts. I love Max's vocals.
Yeah. Max
He
sounds like a
sounds
little
like-
insane person.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
my little crazy man.
Yeah, that was. I can't remember. There was a track on there that had like a sound clip in it that was really, really dark. I don't remember which song it was.
Yeah, it's
It was just like
men get arrested, dogs get put down. Max is
like,
funny
damn.
because he'll have these ideas. Max, first of all, Max Cheney, one of my favorite people ever in my life. You'll just be sitting there and he's like, "Hey, I kind of have this idea for like a sound clip we should put in a song." You're like, "Okay." You're like, "What is it?" And he just like finds this YouTube video where he somehow found like a cut of it, and he'll just like put it in your ear. And you're like, "Dude, are you okay?" That's fucking nuts. Yeah. But I love it. Yeah, let's fucking put it in there.
Yeah.
And it's all solid gold like that. Like you never hear something and you're like, "Yeah, I don't know about that." You're like, "Whoa, yeah."
That's awesome. He's an interesting dude. I feel like he whenever he joined, or no, you joined Blindside after him, right?
Yeah.
That's like whenever the like sound really, really started to come out too, is when you guys had two people playing guitar and and you on bass. Is like, that was like my favorite.
Really?
Like, yeah, that's,
well, thank you.
Not that I didn't like it before, but it just added, like, it just made it like a fucking wall of sound. It's awesome.
Yeah. The first show we played as a 5-piece was like really bad though.
Really?
Yeah. It was at this place called the Encore Room. That the sound, it's right next to the Uptown, and the sound is just like fucking abysmal. Because the drums are on a riser, like behind all the amps, and the sound guys are always horrible there. This is a venue I will talk shit on. Encore Room, your sound guys are fucking horrible. Sound guys are fucking horrible, and they don't ever mix anything, because like when you play music like we do, and they'll be like, "So you want me to mic anything?" And you're like, "No, just literally get the vocals loud. Get the vocals loud enough that people can hear, and get the drum monitor, whatever the fuck you want. Like it doesn't matter. We're real low maintenance about that." But then the drum guy, or then the fucking sound guy will think that he doesn't have to touch anything, and you'll get sets where like, you know how we fucking work. We're like all inbred as far as bands go, right? So you'll get a drummer that might not be a drummer all the time, and you'll play like a set that was like really bad and you don't know why, and at the end you're like, "Hey, did you hear could you hear?" And he's like, "Oh no." I didn't know what was going on. Was that good? And you're like, "No." That sucked for everybody. Yeah.
That's the worst when you can't hear what's being played.
Yeah, and then you look up and you're looking for the sound guy and he's nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he's like outside smoking.
Dude, yeah. Oh, and also something that was fucked up at Youth Pool played a show there once. And we were opening and we had another piece of shit fucking sound guy, and they didn't want to sound check us. He was like, "No, it'll be fine. I'll sound check you on the go." And that's how you know that the sound guy doesn't realize what's about to happen, because I think someone told him that we were like a quiet band, which Youth Pool is not a quiet band. So he goes, "I'll sound check you whenever I'll figure
get
it out."
around to it.
Yeah, well, on the fly is what they.
Yeah.
I'll sound check you on the fly, which some guys can do that, right? But there was like a show going. There was like a comedy show going on at the Uptown, like behind us.
So that fucked everything up.
Oh god, we were like fucking up their show, and this was a show people had paid lots of money to go to. It was like a stand-up show, right?
Yeah.
At the Uptown?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and we're playing so fucking loud that we're fucking up the comedy show. Right? So the sound guy comes up, and we play a set that like all the songs, or we played a set. I'm not in that band anymore. But we played a set that songs flowed into each other. Yeah. So at our first song's about to end, and the sound guy came up, and he's standing right in front of the stage. And I'm playing, and I see him, and I know what he's about to say, because he's got like a frantic look on his face.
Stop.
He's about to say, "Yo, yeah, turn down." So it's like there's like a short pause, and then we go into the next song. So I walked up to the front of the stage, like I was going to ask him what was going on, like, "What do you need from me?"
And you punched him in the face?
Well, no, I'm playing, and the song ends, and he goes, and then we just went to the next song, and he just like threw his hands up and like walked in the back.
That's how the song goes, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
You should know that. You're a sound man.
But he was gonna pull the plug on us. But Antonio ran up and was like, hey, turn down. You guys gotta fucking turn down.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I guess so. But
I'm surprised that Uptown doesn't have like any preparation for shit like that happening.
You'd think they'd be professionals. It's weird.
Yeah,
You'd think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think they have like a furnace pumping AC in there.
No.
It's always hot as hell.
Well,
anytime
a
I've been there.
furnace wouldn't be pumping AC, but
You know what the fuck I'm trying to say?
It's all connected. It's all the same shit.
All that shit's in my basement.
Yeah, it's really gross looking, and then we don't touch it.
No, it smells weird.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, when did you guys like decide? Had you guys decided Devil Den was gonna be a thing before Blindside?
No.
Had broken up, or was it?
No, Blindside. So
because it came out really fast. Like
we assumed we had talked about Blindside breaking up before we did it, and we knew that we brought it up because Dave wasn't really feeling it anymore, and a few of the other people in the band weren't really feeling the way Blindside was going anymore, right? So
it's like
we all came together and we were like, yeah, let's end this while we're ahead, you know, and end this on like a really good note. So that's what we did, but the four of us, me, Jacob, Max, and Tunk, still wanted to do music together, and music that kind of sounded similar to Blindside.
Yeah.
So we would just, at Blindside practices, we'd play our set, and it's the same set we've been playing for like over a few years, and me over a year. So it was like, we know these fucking songs. So we just play our set, and then we'd be like, Max, do you have any ideas for Devil's Den songs? And he's like, yeah, I have 2. So we write 2 songs.
Cool.
Next practice, Jacob, what do you have? He has 2 songs. Third practice, we have another song. So then we spent like 2 or 3 practices just practicing those songs, and we're like, okay, let's fucking record them.
Cool. Did you guys record them live?
Sort of. No, not like we did the last Blindside tape, because the last Blindside tape was completely live.
Yeah.
Like something crazy about the drums on that is not everything's even mic'd. He has like his snare and his kick, and then he has 2 overheads. So none of his toms are mic'd or like anything.
Damn.
So it's crazy that came out as good as it did.
Yeah.
But no, on that I was recording bass, Jacob was recording guitar, or Max, depending on whose songs it
Double
was.
cheeseburger.
And then Tunk had his drums going. And then so there was like 3 of us recording, and then Max would record his guitars, and then he did vocals at the end.
Cool. I was gonna ask, I was gonna ask you to talk about your like setup that you're playing with, like your
My personal setup?
Yeah.
For
I was like
bass?
interested in that. Yeah, because it sounded fucking insane at that show. It sounded like it just sounded like the most evil tone I've ever heard in my entire life.
What?
The bass tone.
Yeah. Aaron Rhodes, in his review that he wrote today, described it as razor wire bass.
Yeah, that's the perfect
really
way to
liked.
describe it. Yeah.
So all I have a GK Goldline 500. It's the same amp that I've had since I was like in 8th grade. You know, the same one I played.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Same one.
Cool.
Never done any bass head. I have a Rickenbacker 4003, and I have a Boss bass overdrive. That's all I
That's
use.
literally it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Rickenbacker that's like, God, you need to. I wish you would have like brought that. I want James to see that guitar.
My Rick, yeah,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
It's incredible, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only guitar I've ever, because I was not into like expensive guitars.
Yeah, we
growing
always
up.
used to talk shit about expensive guitars. Actually,
It's because we
Yeah.
can't afford them.
exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
to me it wasn't that. It's to me literally a guitar is like a shirt, you know.
Yeah.
So like I never looked at guitars thinking like, man, this plays super fucking. You know what I mean? I would think, what does it look like first, and then if it plays fine, then I can fucking work around it. Because for a long time I had a fucking Squier vintage modified jazz bass, right?
Yeah.
And the neck was so warped that it was like an inch and a half, almost 2 inches off of the fretboard, like everywhere. You could shoot fucking arrows with this thing. And because I liked the way it looked, and it was like, I bought it for $60 from Max Cheney.
Oh yeah.
At Rock and Gobble one time because it didn't fucking work.
Yeah.
And just soldered the input jack back, and I had that bass for a really long time. But that's like what I cut my teeth playing bass on. Is this horrible bass.
So now probably when you go to a nice bass, it's like, oh, like you can. All
Yeah,
of a sudden...
but in the same way though, I can pick up that bass and still play the same. It's just like I bought a Rickenbacker because I think they look fucking insane.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with how it plays. Like that's an added bonus for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
that's cool.
Well, I think it's never what the guitar is.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's always who's behind it.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it.
Oh
too.
yeah, because like you put Dimebag Darrell on a Fender, it's still going to sound like Dimebag Darrell.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Same thing. A lot of people say that about like Hendrix and stuff. Like,
That too.
See, this is, which we can get into this concept that I have later. It's like if I ever have a manifesto that I write, it'll be centered around this topic. But the people who are really douchey about their gear usually, and like really, really snide and have like really particular opinions, are people who don't really play that much.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't really have people who are gigging every weekend that are like, man, I'm trying to think of something that like need to have these super pristine fucking conditions to.
Yeah.
Like putting your big muff like in the freezer or whatever, or like your germanium fuzz pedal, putting it in the freezer and letting the battery halfway die, or you cannot play it.
Yeah, which that's some shit that if you're in like a $multi-thousand recording studio, like fuck yeah, let's do that.
Matters.
Let's see what sounds we got. But like live, like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like not like I like what I like, but I'm not like I would be fine playing like all Boss pedals though too.
Yeah, like my favorite thing is getting the reaction that you just had, where you go, dude, explain your fucking crazy bass tone. And I go, it's just like a bass in the shitty head in this pedal. Yeah, and I just made it sound good.
It was a Boss overdrive pedal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Boss like
Boss
OD1
bass overdrive.
Yeah.
Oh, OD3 or something like that.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, you know, that's it.
Yeah, and really, I don't even know. I couldn't even explain to you what the knobs are tweaked to, because I literally just put it down, stomped on it, and was like, okay, that sounds fucking crazy. Well, let's go with that.
Sounds like Satan.
Yeah, and also one thing that's funny about that pedal, though, that you have to worry about, that horrible feedback, that was not Max or Jacob, that's me specifically, and they fucking hate it.
Yeah.
They talk shit on me for that. They're like, dude, man.
It's really, really high pitched.
Get it off.
It's like almost inaudible, but it just hurts.
Yeah, it's a dog whistle for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was because
Oh no, it's me.
I
buddy.
thought it was.
You were like, oh god, I'm fucking everything up.
I ran sound for Spine and Blindside because the guy who was running the soundboard is
a dick.
No, it was.
It was Tom.
He was in both of the bands.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, hey, can you? I was like,
I'll twist some knobs. And...
Yeah, I was like, man, He's like, you just got to push these 3 buttons right here. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then that was pretty much all I did. I just adjusted like the vocals, like because Antonio in Spine is super loud, so turn him down. And then David's kind of a little quieter, so I had to like turn him up, turn the snare down a little bit to kind of like match it up. But yeah, I thought it was me like making it ring the whole time, and I was like, well, it's
funny because
nothing I can do about it.
We wanted taps, military taps, to play before we. It was like a funny thing to play before we played. So, by the way, did that bomb or was that like funny? Did people think that?
I don't know.
Funny?
I feel like people were like enjoyed it. Like thought it was. Like,
we on stage were like laughing. There's a picture actually of Max going. And me laughing and David laughing because we thought it was just bombing really bad.
No, I didn't think so.
I thought it was funny, so it's fine.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. But that played, and then we went out of that with just extreme feedback. But you can mostly only hear my horrible feedback. It's hysterical.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how to. I started to like plug my phone in to play that sound clip.
Yeah.
And we like went to plug it in, and I realized fucking iPhone 7 does not have a fucking headphone port. So we had to like borrow somebody else's like older iPhone because I didn't have the adapter with me, which is the worst fucking design for.
Is this really annoying?
A little bit.
Yeah.
No, it's not annoying, but it's catching my eye.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I don't care.
Nah. Nobody said anything when I.
Yeah, we were just like.
Well, this guy's just.
That's kind of weird.
I didn't want to offend you. I mean,
yeah.
No.
It's 2017, man. If you want flying cat ears, that's fine.
Yeah, get them stitched onto your head for all we care. I don't care.
Dude, come on.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, those are. They're. It's funny though. I had them sitting up here, and it was like kind of. It's like your little like station, and it's like you can tell it's yours by the headphones.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I had a couple things like. Oh, I wanted you to tell people where to find your guys's Devil Den's new EP.
devilsden.bandcamp.com.
Okay, easy enough.
Yeah.
It's up for a donation, right? Like pay what you want.
Yeah, I think so.
So donate to that shit.
Eventually, we'll have tapes that you can buy if that's your thing. But
cool.
Just fucking download it and listen to it. It'll probably be on Apple Music eventually. I don't know.
Cool.
That shit, I don't deal with any of that.
Yeah, that's probably more Tunks' thing, isn't it?
Who I don't know.
Not sure.
Somebody does it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I wanted people to know where they could find that.
Yeah, Devil's Ninja Bandcamp. Listen to it.
Yeah, it's really fucking good. Tunks is getting really, really good with recording too. Like, it's just getting better every time.
He's incredible.
Yeah, and we always like share little like things, and he's
Really?
like told me a lot of shit that that helps me. But yeah, it's cool how they all sound. All the recordings sound really cohesive, like they're live. Like, I couldn't tell that they weren't live. You know what I mean? Like, it all sounds. I feel like he uses a lot of like natural. Like the natural sounds from like space that you guys are using and stuff.
We still record in the storage unit, so
yeah,
it's like natural plate reverb essentially.
Yeah, it's just plate reverb. You're in a plate reverb. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the spell book, it was they kind of it had a different effect on it. I feel like than it did on like hardcore stuff.
Yeah,
like
Dude, I noticed yesterday or in the last podcast, you like for some reason I don't think you did this coherently, but you didn't mention that we were in Spellbook together. You did this thing where you separated me from like being associated with you.
I'm like, yeah, this is just a guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, this is my. Well, you were like, this is like my cool friend who does all this stuff. It's like, no, we're like still in a band together. Yeah.
Yeah, we just don't really. I don't know. It's been a little while.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get it back.
You remember last podcast when I talked about my buddy that needed stairs built?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was Brando.
Okay.
But he listened to the podcast and was all like, buddy, I have a name. I'm like, all right, shout out to Brando. He's an asshole.
Yeah. So yeah, same deal. But yeah, we I don't know. I just wanted to. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
But I'm looking forward to like hopefully getting that thing back together. Like, not that it's like we broke up, but it's just like you guys are busy. I feel like
Never too busy
to do something else. Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
I want to definitely.
Listen to Spellbook too. Spellbooksound.bandcamp.com.
Yeah, I actually just listened to it again for the first time in like a really long time, and it like got me.
It's not recorded incredibly well.
Yeah,
it could be better. Like, redo it, but yeah,
it could be better. I want to do that. I feel like now, like we could really have some fun with it too.
Oh yeah, it'd be fucked up now.
Yeah,
it'd be cool.
Yeah, God, it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for stating the obvious.
Jesus. Oh, I had like just kind of a little thing.
What you think?
About gear.
Okay.
Talking about guitar gear, bass gear,
okay,
anything, recording gear. If you were stuck on a desert island with 3 pieces of gear, what would they be? Think like a guitar, some kind of amp, and then like a pedal. What would they be?
Okay.
That's tough. You go first.
Totally kind of random, but it's just a little thing I prepared.
Okay.
For all of you, both of you.
So it's just a desert island, and I'm by myself.
Is there power?
Forever?
Is there power?
There's obviously power.
Well, there's gonna be
Okay.
power. Yeah.
Be power.
There's one power strip with just 3 plugs on it.
Mm-hmm.
Why 3?
So 3 pieces of gear.
So
guitar, whatever.
Oh, true. 2.
So if I'm by myself, this is kind of weird. Not a lot of people that, judging by my appearance in the bands that I'm like usually in, not a lot of people know that this is what I would have. But I would not actually want a high gain amp.
Yeah.
Because when I'm by myself, I write like pretty music. I don't know.
Like clean stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd probably want like a Princeton reverb or something.
Mm-hmm.
Princeton chorus. I don't remember which one it is.
Something really classic. Yeah.
Yeah. That has a lot of spring reverb on it. A DL4.
There you go.
I don't use a DL4 really, but that has a delay and a looper, so I'm kind of cheating.
Damn it. That's what kind of took mine.
Yeah. And for a guitar, I don't know. That changes all the time. Right now, I really like the. I have a Epiphone. It's like a G4. I think it's a custom G400 SG, but it has 3 humbuckers, and it's like really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably take that. It plays really well.
Cool.
That will change every 10 minutes that you ask me. Yeah. Currently, that is the 3 pieces I would take.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, now I take my Bugera.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
333 XL.
Okay.
Yeah, 212s in it.
We have a bunch of those at work right now, actually.
And you have like an extension cap.
Yeah.
You went through it.
Yeah.
You can't take the extension.
I don't need it.
Well, good, because you can't have it.
Yeah. all Celestion speakers though, And those are, oh yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I like Celestians.
But I don't need the extension cab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bajera for sure. It's got 3 channels on it: clean, crunch, and lead.
Yeah.
So it gets going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds good.
A pedal.
Do you use pedals very often?
Yeah.
You're a pedal guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've kind of been getting more into them lately, it seems
Yeah.
like.
Like I got the Memory Man, the Pitchfork.
Oh yeah, we just fucking
Beat Buddy.
we
all
didn't
that.
talk about it, but you talked about it.
Yeah. The Metal Muff, I got that.
Yeah, I picked one though.
What I don't want to go Kirk Hammett and say wah.
Right.
Yeah, because that.
Why not?
You can only have so much fun with that, I feel
Yeah.
like. I don't know. But maybe. I don't know.
I'll come back to a pedal, but my Epiphone Les Paul, the Silverburst, it's got the 2 humbuckers, but you pull the knobs.
That coil tap.
Yep.
Cool.
So they go single coil, and then there's in phase, out of phase also.
Cool. So you got lots of options there.
Yeah, and
Cool.
it sounds pretty good with the singles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I straight up don't know what a phase switch does. I know scientifically what it does, but like
It's like parallel and
that to me is
series.
like sounds like shit switch. That's what I call.
I usually don't
phase.
fuck with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
Sounds like
instantly
shit
goes
switch.
from, and then, like if you're used to hearing it,
and then you're like, ooh, no.
yeah, you're
I
just
don't
all of a
know.
sudden like, whoa, it's like somebody like turned your ears, like they flipped your
Yeah.
ears, and you're just like, whoa.
Well, that
Take
sucked.
take this
Anyways.
knob, throw it in the fucking trash.
Yeah, I don't know, I'd probably have to go with the DeVille. I fucking love that thing.
Yeah.
The,
Absolutely.
I don't know if I'd go with that exact one, but
Why.
I don't know if I like the 410s that much.
You
I think
were
I'd rather-
just talking about how you liked the 410s last time.
Oh, dude, I got myself. But if I had a choice, though, I'd probably go with 212s. I feel like I don't know. It's really hard to get that thing to break up without it being fucking loud. Like it has to be so loud for it to break up. I feel like so I sometimes want that a little bit more. But and then I'd probably have to go with just like a Mexi Strat would be great. Like I just love Strat tone. I really want to get one.
Yep.
Like I'm kind of the Jag, like the P90s on it. Just I don't know.
Don't get it done.
No, like for clean, like just super clean stuff, they sound okay, but they're just like cheap. I feel like I feel like they're not like that good. But
I love how we just did a this is how you can tell that we don't think super highly of gear. It was like literally you have a desert island, you have 3 of anything ever.
yeah,
And we're like, what we have.
yeah,
I just
Yeah.
really like what I have.
yeah,
Yeah.
But that's cool too. But as far as pedals, I'd probably have to go with the Memory Man.
Yeah.
because that's
Me
again,
too.
You got the loop.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's. I thought you were
Delay
gonna
and
say
loop.
it, and then I was gonna have to come up with a different one. But yeah, delay, loop, reverse delay, which is cool, and then you can reverse the loops and stuff, which I love playing with that shit. In Spellbook, we do that a lot. Like every song has that in it somewhere,
Yeah.
probably. Like
It's funny. Some times are better than others, though.
yeah, it's really hit or miss. Like it's hard to the quality control is really hard. I feel like
Yeah.
it can be
It's
really
like,
off.
yeah, it's
time.
funny.
I just need to practice it. It's just one thing I don't like.
Well, I think that's the cool part of a Spellbook show, though, is you go and also Jimmy's in Spellbook. We have,
Oh, Jimmy's
Can we
here.
shout out to Jimmy really quick?
Yeah, Jimmy's here.
I was waiting for a lull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need
Our
to talk about-
cameraman.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
And
Engineer.
we keep mentioning Tonks.
Yeah.
Tonks is in Spellbook. We mentioned Dave, who's sang in Blindside. Dave is in Spellbook. But that's the cool thing about Spellbook shows. Like every Spellbook show is different. Sometimes
Yeah.
you'll get a really good Dan loop, and then sometimes you'll get like we're all laughing, and we have to go into the next
Yeah,
song,
and
and no
it's-
one knows what's going on, and
It's
you're
just
like,
playing
shit.
over and over again.
And
it's
you're
just-
taking too long to tune, and you're like, come on!
Yeah, I
you
take-
gotta fucking go!
I tune really slow. It's painfully slow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks sometimes.
But yeah.
Me and Dave have to turn around sometimes because we're laughing at you. I don't know if you ever know that we do that, but me and
Oh
Dave will,
God.
yeah,
That's
we'll be
bad.
turning around. Because we're like laughing our asses off about how long it's taking.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, no one in the crowd is ever like too,
They're not like, oh my God. come
because
on."
they think that something cool is still happening, right?
Yeah.
Because you're down there fucking with shit, but we're like,
And really, most of the time, I'm just panicking. I'm just like, oh
I know.
my God.
That's why we're laughing.
I don't know what to do with all these stupid knobs. Yeah, I like doing that, and then I'll like get some feedback on the MXR, the
Oh,
carbon
God, yeah.
copy, and just make it do weird, like the modulation stuff.
Right.
It sounds really cool. I like doing that. But yeah, it's
I was just say you mentioned self oscillation last time for the carbon copy, and you're explaining to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think the funniest thing about that is like self oscillation is something a lot of people don't understand. Like almost every
Nope.
I don't either.
almost every day at work, you'll have somebody who sits down and like they'll play with the carbon copy. And it's with analog delay only, it's not with digital. But they'll sit down at the carbon copy and they'll fuck it up and it'll self-oscillate and they get all freaked out. Just like, it'll get so loud that it's like shaking the walls of the store and they'll turn it off. But in I Waited Guardian, you play a solo and then I have a self-oscillation solo that I play.
Oh, yeah.
Just while I use
yeah,
it,
it's just fucking wild. I love that song.
Because so you have the delay time and the regeneration time, right? And you just set the regen so long that it will repeat forever, and then the pedal
forever.
is playing its own repeats, so it's going through the front, and it'll go through the front, and it'll build so much that it's getting louder and louder, right? And then if you have the regen all the way up, you can mess with the delay time, and it will be a pitched effect, so you can make it really low or really high, and in doing that, you can make it on key with the song, to where you're doing like crazy shit that's on key with whatever you're playing, as long as you played a chord that was on key.
Yeah,
so
it almost sounds like a synth, like in like a really,
like
really
an
weird...
alien crazy theremin synth type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. And there's like a whole song that's like most of it's just that. Yeah. What was I gonna?
That's Olivia. Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to the dog. I know we're kind of bouncing around a lot.
That's fine.
But I want to talk a little more about Blindside.
Okay.
We were hoping to hear like some kind of crazy tour story, like your craziest, the most absurd thing that happened on tour, like if there was, or your favorite or something, like anything to that tune would be cool. You got to pick just one.
I know.
Well, there's more than one, but
I'll tell a few stories.
Nope, just one.
Well,
we only got time for one.
Well,
I'm joking.
Okay, that's kind of a difficult one, and I knew that you were gonna ask that,
really?
Right? And I didn't even think about what I would say, and I don't know why I did that.
Mm-hmm.
That super long tour that I did, well, not super long, but the longest tour I've ever done, that 11-day run was really cool. When we played in Miami, you know the band Blistered?
Yeah.
The singer of Blistered, we stayed with him. His dad plays guitar in Foghat.
Whoa. That's fucking
So I'm
cool.
just gonna throw that out there.
That's fucking
shit.
Slow ride.
So we stayed in his practice space. So we slept in the practice space of the guitar player, maybe bass player. I don't remember. He's in fucking Foghat, dude.
If he plays bass, that's like kind of the monumental.
Plays in Foghat. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But Lennon, we stayed with Lennon, and he booked us this show that was really fucking cool. It was in a storage unit, kind of like ours, that we practice in, but way different in that it's, how ours is gated in and like kind of nice, and like, this one was not gated in. This one was in like a kind of shitty part of Miami, Fort Lauderdale type area. And in our storage unit, if you had a show there where there was like fucking 100 kids that came and they were parked all over the place, the cops would come. The cops came to this one, drove in, and we were in like a hallway that you couldn't drive into. You wouldn't have been able to get out. The cops drove in, saw all of us there, and went, "I don't want to fuck with that," and drove away. And drove away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was in a sketchy storage unit, and there was like this door in the back that people kept going into, and they would come out. And I don't know what was going on in there. Your guess is as good as mine. Some nefarious things, I would imagine. Yeah. But I thought that's where the bathroom was, or something.
Yeah.
And I went back there, and there's like three or four dudes chilling in there, and one guy's playing like Sonic on the Sega Genesis or something.
This is in a storage unit.
Yeah. Okay. But he lives in there, and the guy's like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I play in Blindside." And he's like, "Oh shit, come in. Close the door so the AC stays in," because it was like fucking sweltering. It's in Miami, fucking summer. And he like hands me a water, or like he like asked me if I want a beer or something. I'm like, "No, I don't need a beer." And he's like, "Yeah, don't let anyone else back here." I was like, "Okay." And then I figured out, oh, he lives in a storage unit. That's probably why. Because it was set up to where, like, if you had an auto body shop, you could, like, that could be the office of the auto body shop.
Right.
Because it's like, but no, we just played in the sweltering storage unit. And that was one of the cooler shows on that tour.
That's cool.
There was at one point where Tunks was on the phone at, like, one end of, because it's, like, kind of a big complex.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, like, hallways and, like, weird roadways like this. I was at one end, Tunch was at the other end, and then down this end where Tunch could see was Max, and we're all on the phone with, like, people from back home. And I was, like, sitting there, and I'm looking at Tunch, and it's really funny because we're just all on the phone. I don't know. You just get in weird moods on tour where everything is funny.
Yeah.
And Tunch looks over at Max and starts kind of laughing and walking away. And Max was, like, I can't. I'm gonna probably tell this story wrong and exaggerate it a little bit, but I'm just gonna tell it anyway, the way I remember it. Max is sitting against the storage unit on the phone, and he hears some shit behind him, you know, with the door rustling. So Max kind of moves down a little bit, and he's still on the phone. And he turns around, and the storage unit door pulls up like this much, and like a homeless guy, homeless-looking guy, he has a home, rolls out of the storage unit and slams the door and locks it, and just like runs away. That's the kind of place we're at.
Jesus.
So again, the type of place your mom is like, you're not going to a storage unit, right? And you're like, no, Mom. But that's exactly where we're going.
She watched like SLC Punk, and she's like, that's what every show is too.
It's like a CSI Miami place. Like, some bad shit happens here.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. That was one of the coolest shows on tour.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What kind of shit do you guys listen to, like, in the van on the way to?
That's
different
another
shows?
some of my favorite tour moments.
Uh-huh.
So we actually talk a lot, which I know that doesn't sound weird, but when you're in the van for, like, let's say your first drive's like 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
And you're with 5 people, and you have multiple drives that are that long or longer, right?
Yeah.
So you'd think that people end up not wanting to talk to each other, but we actually talk, like, a lot of the time. So music will be kind of quiet, but you'll always be chilling around like 1:30, maybe 2 in the morning when you're driving to someplace, and somebody will put on like Neutral Milk Hotel.
Ooh.
And everyone's like, dude, I was just thinking about this fucking record. Or like I have
in the airplane over the sea.
Yeah. But like the whole like anything that we listen to, no one is popcorning it. Usually you're listening to like a full record.
Yeah, that's how I usually listen to music too.
So like I remember on that tour, Alex G's record came out, Rocket. So
Alex
we
G.
were listen to Alex G if you haven't listened to Alex G. You like Alex G.
Okay.
But we were driving through the mountains in like Pennsylvania and like West Virginia, listening to that record, and it was like raining, and just you remember these. Maybe it's just me, but I remember like really specific parts of the song, and I can picture where we were at. Like we were in Scranton, Pennsylvania, listening to
From like The Office.
listening to listening to
I
Alex,
wasn't gonna say it.
yeah, listening to Alex G, and shit like that is like really cool.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's just all. I don't know. That's like the full music experience for me. It's like yeah, but like lots of different shit. Like literally, it varies wildly. Tunch will be driving, and Tunch likes to listen to like classic rock when he's driving. So we'll be listening to like CCR,
Ooh, yeah.
like
There you go.
Aerosmith, and like fucking James Gang and shit. And then Max will be driving, and Max likes like Death in June and like Cold Cave, and like obviously hardcore. We're like.
Yeah.
We all like hardcore, but
But
we'll
you
be
probably
listening to-
sometimes maybe just don't want to listen to it on the
No.
way to another show because
God,
you're going to
no.
be hearing it at the show. So
No.
you know, yeah.
Yeah, the worst thing is like when you're at a show and between bands people are playing hardcore. It's like, kill that guy. Whoever has the iPod, kill him.
Yeah. It's like, hey, just tone it down for a second. Like everyone's
Put on-
really on edge. And
Dude,
needs
please
to chill
put on
out for a
Mariah
second.
Carey, dude.
Yeah. Like get
Please.
everybody kind of feel good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that.
That's why at our show, no music
Yeah, there was
played
no music.
on purpose.
Everyone just went outside and was like,
That was
"Ooh."
a selective choice. We
Really?
said no one is playing music in between sets. Because everyone's someone is pissed. Because you'll be playing like fucking top 40 in between sets, which is fine. Again,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. That's
Yeah.
that's better than fucking listening to hardcore between sets. But that pisses the guy off who wants to listen to hardcore between sets.
Yeah.
And then that guy pisses off all of us because normally no one wants to listen to hardcore between sets. I don't know. It's just,
Yeah.
it's a hot point of contention.
It's like a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Everyone's
No,
pissed.
yeah,
so-
no matter what it's wrong.
We're gonna bypass that and listen to nothing.
Yeah.
And all hang out with
And
each
everybody
other.
can be pissed off or not pissed
Or
off.
not
That's
pissed
fine.
off.
Yeah.
Just everybody shut up.
Everybody will get some fresh air.
You lost your in between music sets privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was good vibes at that show. Like nobody,
Incredible vibes. Yeah.
there was no like bad blood. I didn't feel like
No.
like everyone was there to just hang out and have a good time, and
It was cool.
felt good. Yeah. It was wild for sure.
I have a cool Spine story.
Let's hear it.
So
Spine is we should explain James. Like Spine is kind of like, I guess, would you consider Spine like a brother band or like a sister band to
Absolutely.
Blindside?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some of the same members. I guess is Tunks the only same member?
Yeah, everybody in Blindside, every single person in Blindside has played bass for Spine before on tour.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, as brother or sister band as you could fucking get.
Yeah.
And then
Literally.
Tunks, who plays drums in Blindside, plays guitar in Spine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was playing bass for Spine on this run, and we played in Minneapolis, like a warehouse space, and there's this rapper named Ghostman or Ghostman, I don't know, who was shooting a video like after our show. There's this guy Adam DeGrasse, and he is a videographer, and he shot like an ASAP Ferg music video where a bunch of hardcore bands played.
Okay.
And there's like really strong roots between especially like New York hip hop and hardcore. If you look into it, there's a lot of like punks that would produce records for rappers there. And it's just like subversive music that's connected in many different ways. So usually a lot of rappers will come from hardcore roots, or they'll at least appreciate the vision, whatever. Well, ASAP Ferg really liked the energy at hardcore shows, so he's like, I want to shoot a video that looks like that, because that's fucking insane. So he had hardcore bands that would play, and then he would play, and all the kids were still there, and they'd mosh to his shit and stuff, right? And Adam videoed it, and this guy Ghostman, his name's Eric. I'm just going to call him Eric. I don't know if people know that that's his name, but that's how he introduced himself to me. So he is Eric to me.
I would assume his name's Eric if he says, "Hi, my name is Eric."
Well, it was weird because he was actually at the show, and I had never heard of this guy before.
Like his name might not actually be just Ghostman.
Well, it's obviously not his name, but I'd never seen him. I'd never heard of him. I did not know who this was. I did not know what to expect. And he had tattoos, and me and Tunch were trying to get matching stupid tattoos in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so he has a lot of tattoos. I'm going to ask this guy where he gets tattooed. So we walk right up to him, and I go, hey, man, where do you get tattooed? Here. And he goes, I'm actually from L.A. And I said, oh, are you shooting your video today? And he's like, oh, yeah, cool. I'm like, yeah, I am. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm in Spine right now, and we're doing it. And he's like, oh, really stoked to see you. I'm like, cool, really stoked to be in this video. So, yeah, he's just walking around our show normally. But then after our show, like 200 kids come to see him, and he's like off somewhere because he's like big to these kids, so he can't like.
He's like kind of hiding, like or like.
Yeah,
trying to-
well,
yeah.
I can only imagine the punishment he's gonna get from like the trap kids that are coming to the hardcore show. You know what I'm saying? So, Adam is setting everything up, and it's in the same room that we played in, this warehouse room. It looks like a Dexter kill room, actually. There's like plastic. There's like plastic on the walls, and there's these huge like JBL or QSC setups that are like taller than I am. And like that's the mains, and then there's two monitors that are on top of that. So these are like 10-foot speakers, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe shorter than that. I'm a very horrible judge of height. But between 7 and 10 feet
Taller
are
than
these
you.
speakers. Yeah.
Okay.
And we weren't gonna stay, but Antonio likes hip hop and rap. Tones likes hip hop and rap, and I was just like, we're gonna stay. We're gonna see how this goes. So we go right up to the front, right by the speakers, and Adam was getting ready to like turn the lights off, and I was like, hey, can we jump off of shit? Because that's
what?
We listen to hardcore, so that's our first thing. Is like, I don't really want to like I don't want to get hit to this, but like I want to jump off shit. You know, I want to be in this video. So he's like, yeah, that's kind of why we had you guys come. So it's funny because you have all these trap kids that are not used to what's about to happen to them at all. They're like not ready for it. They're thinking that they're just gonna like have fun yelling. But right when the beat dropped, I jumped up on top of these speakers. I climbed up on top of the speakers and jumped off onto these people. And kids are like, oh shit.
Fuck.
And there's like kids that are trying to get out of the way, and there's kids that are like pitting behind them, so it's like a nowhere safe zone.
Yeah.
Right?
Kids are falling from the ceiling.
So I jumped off, ran back around, and a kid like grabbed my shirt, and he pulled me in, and he goes, it's like a dude who was there for the hardcore show. And he's like, dude, your set was really cool. And I was like, oh shit. Like, what's up? What's up? But it's weird because there's like loud ass music playing, so I'm just like talking to this guy, like, yeah, what's going on? And he's like, oh shit, you're in Blindside. Cool, yeah, I fucking like Blind. And we're just talking about music while it's just blaring. And then he goes, so yeah, let's jump off shit. So I climb up again, jumped off, climbed up again, realized I could swing from the ceiling, so I'm like swinging from the ceiling.
Fuck.
I realized these kids aren't moving when I jump, so I front flipped off of the fucking. I'm just doing crazy shit. And then the last one, I swung again and I fell, and like no one caught me, so I fell from the ceiling onto my back on the ground, and I don't.
It's laid there.
Actually, no. I was about to like get right back up because when you're doing shit like that,
Yeah,
like
you get all
music
amped.
affects me at least really weirdly. Where if I'm into it, I'm not feeling literally anything. I can fall from a ceiling and
get back up,
and I'm fucking ready to go. And
Yeah.
Tunks picked me up by the shirt. I don't know how I fell next to him, but he picked me up and he goes, perfectly. He goes, you're gonna break your fucking leg. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
And I went, okay. Do you want to go? And he goes, yeah, let's go. So we all just left and ate pizza.
Nice.
And I had, but it's like shit like that. Like I had never, I don't know. That was just a wild thing that happened.
Yeah,
and
I think
now I'm immortalized. I'm in that video just for life now.
Yeah, I
Just
saw that video.
front
That's the kind
flipping.
of shit that I was seeing when I'm just like, dude, he's just like all over the place doing crazy shit.
But it's weird. At the time, I talked to Tunch about this. At the time, you're not thinking,
like, oh, this is gonna be cool for people
no.
to see.
You're just
Yeah.
like, man, I kind of want to front flip off of that. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Sort of.
I wonder if I can do that. And then
Yeah.
you do it, and it's like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
So did you guys actually end up getting matching tattoos?
Yeah.
What is
you
it?
It's somewhere around here.
It's on my ankle.
Can you zoom that camera, Jim? You probably can't.
It's on my ankle. It's a turtle with like a hobo sack, and it just says "We love live music."
Cool. And he got the same one, right?
Mine has an X on its fist because I'm straight edge.
Yeah.
And his just is smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
And Antonio paid for those. Yeah, we got those in Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah, it's just an inside joke. It's
Yeah.
just loving live music, you know.
That's cool.
I love live music, you know.
Yeah. Know what I mean? Yeah. I like the one on your knee. I bet that fucking hurt too.
Yeah, it sucked ass.
Do you got that
Happened yesterday.
yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Who was that? Do you want to give a shout out?
Who did it?
Yeah.
Oh, Thomas Hendricks.
Yep.
He does all my shit.
Cool.
He's done one on you.
Yep.
He's one of my best friends.
Sink or swim?
Love him. Sink or swim.
Still in the same place,
Still in the
isn't
same
it?
thing. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Get tattooed by him. He's the best in the fucking world.
Yeah, he is really good. You got me into more bold tattoos too. I used to like more traditional style stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I used to like when I was younger. I didn't like them, but now I'm like, I don't know.
More
Once he
into
did,
'em.
yeah. Once he did this one, this was like kind of
The
traditional,
thing with people who don't like traditional tattoos is you don't like tattoos.
right?
So that's
Yeah.
that's the thing is like, again, this is the concept I'm
Long day.
I'm gonna bring. I'll bring this up my concept here in a second. But a lot of people will say that they like something, and then they don't like the very fundamental thing that is involved with tattooing. So like, if you don't like traditional tattooing, or tattoos, or you're a tattooer and you don't think traditional is, you know, that's an archaic thing, then you don't like tattooing. You don't like tattoos. You should get the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Because you're bastardizing something that already exists.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it's funny, the girls with infinity signs that are like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not really into that like old school stuff. And it's like, yeah, then don't get fucking tattooed. This clearly isn't for you then. Like,
Yeah, like I like this one on my leg. It's like after it's been like probably going on like 4 years since I got this tattoo, but it's like looks exact like it just got done.
bold
Like
bold will hold.
exactly. Yeah, that's like that's like actually true.
Yeah.
Like I used to like when I was younger, but it was before I ever had gotten tattoos too, so you don't really know, but I was just I didn't know. But yeah, I'm glad you showed me the way.
Yeah. Yeah, well it's a thing where like people will get small cursive font on them, right? And they think it's really cute at the time, and then like the next year it kind of it expands because that is the nature of tattooed skin. Your skin is that it's going to expand a little bit,
Right.
and then like you'll think, man, that guy was so shitty at getting tattooed or doing tattoos. It's
Right.
like, no, you just suck at choosing what to get tattooed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did exactly what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Didn't-
sucked as a person.
Didn't account for time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Idiots
Something
not
that
knowing
small.
what they're
Not to
talking
mention your skin is gonna like stretch out and
Oh,
shit.
God, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Get saggy and gross looking, and you can't read it anymore.
about. Yeah.
Can't wait for those days.
Yeah. No kidding.
We could talk about tattooing for hours. I fucking love
Yeah.
tattoos.
How much time we got over there, Jimmy?
About 1 hour.
Yeah.
Oh dang. We usually cut it off in an hour.
Do you keep going and you can cut out whatever of this you don't like, or do you want to be done?
I don't care. Do you want to? I mean, I'm
still having fun. We can
good.
keep this going.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of out of things, but we can just freeball it. I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think?
What's a crazy story from one of your shows?
I don't have any of those. I don't think.
What stands out in your mind?
From like spellbook shows,
Any show.
any show I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Let's-
Or
oh,
played.
that's
played.
interesting.
Actually,
Yeah.
talk to me about the Blindside show from your point of view.
I kind of did about the El Torreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, first that was like the first place I ever went to a show.
Yeah.
So or like a I guess it was like metal and hardcore because there was like Abacab. You remember Abacab?
Oh God, yeah.
Abacab, The Ghost Inside, Stick to Your Guns. It was like when I was like 14.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, it was just cool being back in that spot and like seeing how much it's changed. But a lot of the same, like, I guess that's kind of when I got introduced to a lot of the people that I know now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool seeing all those people in that place again. But yeah, it was just like the whole show was just incredibly like assaulting. Like, it was, that band, I think it was Kept in Line.
Yeah.
They were fucking good too.
Kept in
I
Line's
had
incredible.
never
Yeah.
heard them, but I was really into their shit. It was really good.
I love Captain Line.
Yeah. And then Spine, like I guess I've probably seen Spine like 4 or 5 times.
That was
now,
the best spine set I've ever
They're-
seen though.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm still new to getting into this type of music.
Yeah.
But they've got to be like my favorite.
Yeah,
They're
Spine's
fucking
incredible.
good.
That's a good
Antonio,
one to-
yeah, Antonio is just insane. Like he's just everywhere. Like and like when he hopped up with you guys.
Yeah.
During like I guess it's the first song,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
called Do You.
It's just like he's like all across the stage, and it's just so like
Yeah.
such a powerful thing happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's huge, so he's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like he's just taking
Get the
up.
fuck out of the way.
Yeah, get out of his way,
Yeah.
please.
It's funny. Time Walk covered Fury of 5. I don't know if you weren't there for Time Walk.
Yeah, I think I just got there as they were
He
finishing.
cleared the room. Like
Antonio did.
yeah.
Cool.
There was like a kind of a small pit, and
Mm-hmm.
it was like he steered everybody into like a really huge thing, and he jumped up on stage and was like singing.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It's always cool to see like those moments from
Yeah.
because he just fucking sing.
Yeah.
It just makes me laugh. I'm just like, that's yes.
Dude,
Yeah.
keep doing that. Yeah, I want to get involved a little bit more, like kind of like what with running, even just running the sound was like got
Yeah.
me felt more involved, and like people
Yeah.
were like, dude, thanks for doing that. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I just hit like 3 buttons, and that was
That's
it. Like,
that's
don't-
the cool thing about like DIY though.
You own those 3 buttons.
yeah, make those 3 buttons your bitch.
That's the cool thing about DIY though is like if you want to be more involved, do it.
Yeah,
And the way that you do it isn't like asking anybody what you need to do. You literally just do it.
mm-hmm. But yeah,
You know?
yeah, it was cool. Like,
Yeah.
and it made me, I was like kind of a little sectioned off too, so I was like able to like really focus on what's happening. Like,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
looking at people around me like, oh shit, am I gonna get like
Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah.
ass
And if
kicked
that's
or
your
something?
thing, like if that's what you want to do, that can be a thing that you do.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to do it. Like it
Mhm.
starts by just going to the show, pay
Yeah.
to go to the show, and then figure out
what
like
can I
your,
do to
your
help?
spot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Good to know.
people go their entire lives and they don't ever have like a spot, and some people go and then they just like figure out where it is. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Some-
kind of
Some people come to shows for a little bit and then it's not for them and then they don't. It's
Mhm.
just I don't know.
yeah.
That's the cool thing about it.
Yeah, I like coming to them. I always like I'm reclusive, so like it's like I don't want to ever get out of the house. But then when I do, I'm like, why the fuck have I been not
Mhm.
coming to these? Like I
Yeah.
have so much fun every time I go.
Yeah.
Like it's always so exciting, and
So that kind of segues into what I was about to ask. Okay.
Thank you for noticing.
So here's something that I want to ask both of you guys about, because this is something I was literally thinking about this in the car driving to, or I was in like a Starbucks drive-through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually wasn't listening to NPR for once. I ride hard for NPR. I listen to it all the time. I was listening to fucking like 96.5 The Buzz or something, which is a fine radio station. They do good things, but they also like have some of the worst fans. And I'll describe to you what I mean here in a second. sitting there listening to a song that sounds like almost every other song on 96.5 The Buzz. And I like bands that are on there, so I'm not being like completely pretentious, but there's like a formula there. Just like there's a formula for fucking popular pop music.
Yeah, we talked about
right?
that sometimes.
There's a formula, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you notice that like
it's like meant to be consumed.
Yeah, you listen, you realize that like Mumford and Sons, right? They're doing this thing, and then you're like, whoa, all these bands sound like Mumford and Sons. It's weird.
Yeah, they kind of set a tone for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's trends in literally every style of music. There's trends in hardcore, but still, no one is escaping that, especially like the Buzz listeners. But sitting there listening to it, and the Buzz, you will get people who like ride hard for the Buzz, and think that they're like extremely unique, or think that you know what I'm saying. They go to like tons of shows. They do all of this shit. You know, they listen longer. This is where you're cultivating all this music.
Yeah.
And that's where you'll get like lots of like music is my life type people. Like, God, I fucking love music. Music is my life. That's like all I do. Just because you go to like 4 shows a year.
Just because you said that automatically means it's not true.
Yeah. So and the way I was thinking about that, so I kind of bounced off of that, and I was thinking like people have these, like you have a really cultivated Spotify playlist of like really good music, right? And people think that because they have that, it's like their life and it's all that they have. But just because you have like a closet full of clothes, you know, doesn't make you into fashion, right?
Right.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's weird that music is something that is really polarizing in that way. Because I say, I would never like say this, but I could be someone who says music is my life, because
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go to work, and I work in a music store, and I'm selling instruments all day to people. I'm constantly listening to music. I'd get off work and I'd go to a band practice fucking 4 nights out of the week.
On the way there, you're listening to a podcast about music.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking all
you're
the time to people.
You're listening to this podcast tomorrow.
I'm figuring out how to get other people into bands, you know, so other bands are in the city. I'm figuring out how to help my friends book bands. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do 6 months down the road. You know what I'm saying? I'm constantly talking about gear. That's what I'm spending my money on.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you, like, I don't understand where the disconnect is with some people, and how people can, like, not... Music is not their life.
Yeah.
But music is their life. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
As
someone who maybe music isn't your life, but you think it's a large part of your life, how would you compare those people to, like, I don't know, like a touring musician or something? Yeah.
Well, I think people like hear a song and they hold it close to themselves. Like, it feels like the artist took a piece of the listener and put it in the song. So like, I feel like they relate more.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're relating on a really deep level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I get that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like with any.
It's weird to me though, because it's like it can happen with like tattoos too. Like somebody has like 3 tattoos and they're like, I love tattoos. Like I'm an ink addict. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird to me how there are so many like normal people who like their hobbies. None of their hobbies are really that deep. You know.
Well, that's kind of how
they make their identity something that it like isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like we go to at that Ghostman show, right? Mm-hmm. You have these people that look like they listen to hardcore, right? Like there's these dudes in like ski masks.
Yeah.
And these
that's
enormous,
a thing?
These enormous dudes, and they're wearing like black metal t-shirts, but kids started moshing, like kids way smaller than them started moshing, and the dudes are like,
oh yeah,
moving out of the way. And it's like, dude, what the fuck is this? This is like so weird.
Yeah. Well, I think stuff like not, and still not talking shit on 96.5, because there's some music that's fine on there, but they're selling it as like, this is alt. So then people are hearing that and they're like, oh, well, I'm like I'm not listening to what's on 93.3 or whatever, so I must be like alt, like I must be really, you know what I mean?
But it's weird though, because through that though, you get this weird type of like alt person that is elitist about their like
yeah,
because like you'll get people that I listen to everything but like rap and country, like music is my life. I'm like, whoa, you are missing out on two incredible genres. Like, you kidding me? You don't listen to rap, you listen to country fucking rocks.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah, like people who are just like I heard, like I completely write that off. 100% of that I don't like.
Or you'll get like dads that music is their life and they love CCR. Fucking love CCR, by the way.
Yeah, same.
Incredible band. But then they're like, I just don't see the talent in EDM. You're like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
I see incredible talent in EDM. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Do you know how to use Ableton? No, you don't. Yeah. Okay, well,
it's a lot like programming like a space shuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people who have live shows that they have fully mapped out on this fucking Launchpad Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hitting buttons, right? But you're playing a fucking power chord the entire time.
Right.
Man, that's pretty creative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I play punk music. The funny thing about Spine is Tunch will be teaching me the Spine songs, and it's like, is this a 5/7 or a 7/9 song?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can figure it out by that.
Yeah.
And people are viewing that as like the super intricate, fucking complicated. I don't know. It's just weird.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting.
People are like, man, you're doing like so like, not to like call you out, but people are like, man, you're doing all of this like cool shit. And it's like, dude, you could be too. Mm-hmm. You're like, man, I wish I was a part of that. Okay, then do it.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could fucking tour. Okay. Start a band and do it.
Just do it, yeah.
I've like, I don't know. There's this kid I've recently been trying to get into music and get into bands. And I set him up with his band. And it was like a perfect fit, right? Because he's like a pretty good guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
And the band needed a guitar player. And he had never been in a band before. So it's like, dude, yeah, join an established band. This is exactly what I did. You know, I don't know if you started in an established band or you went, hey, I want to start a band, and then you guys started a band. But generally how it goes is, if you don't know how to start a band, probably don't try and start one.
Yeah, I think I joined.
Because you don't know.
Those them breakdown boys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because generally...
They already had a band, and they were like, hey, we need another guy.
Generally, when you're new, you don't know shit. And not only do you not know shit, you could be the best guitar player in the world, or like a really good guitar player, but so is every fourth person that walks into Guitar Center, right?
Right.
Like, and literally, like, I mean that. Like, most people are pretty good. But they've never been in a band, and they, like, don't understand, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think if you're a good guitar player that you immediately mean shit.
Yeah.
You know, because what have you done? Cool, you can play those riffs, but whose riffs are those?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You haven't written anything.
And playing, like, with people is a lot different, too. Like, I remember, like, thinking I was really good at guitar, and then, like, trying to play in a band, and I was like, oh. Yeah. Like, playing on time. Like, not with just myself. It's like, whoa, this is a whole different world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just stuff like that, too. You know?
Realizing that you're a fucking piece of the puzzle. Like, you're not... You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you're nothing. Yeah, you're like a very small...
So I was trying to get this guy to join this band, and he comes to one practice, and the practice, like, I thought it went fine. He learned, like, 5 songs in one practice, which anyone who's ever been in a band knows. It's pretty fucking good, man. Especially when they have 5 songs. Yeah. There's 5 songs you need to learn. He learned 5 of them. Not perfect. He wouldn't have been able to come back a week later and know them without practice, but, like, close enough, man. You pretty much nailed that audition. And then he was like, yeah, I'm not feeling that. I want to start my own band.
Like, oh.
And you're like, okay, what the fuck are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be in it?
Yeah.
I'm not. The main reason I'm not going to is because you, like, one of the problems is you didn't want to like, play other people's riffs, you know? I don't really feel attached to the songs. They're not my songs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, why would I play yours?
Right. Why would anybody?
Why would anybody?
Yeah.
Your riffs don't mean shit to anybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just a weird, like, through talking to that person, I feel like that is, like, with music or, like, with anything, is, like, an opinion most people would have. Or, like, how most people would view music.
Yeah.
It's really, like, a weird... Because, like, you know how our bands go. Like, if I wanted to start a band that sounded like Thin Lizzy, right?
Which would be sick.
Yeah.
I fucking love Thin Lizzy.
The reason I say that is I want to be in a band that sounds like Thin Lizzy really bad, but that's besides the point.
We should both be in it, because that would be fucking cool.
Okay. But
I want to cover a Thin Lizzy song though.
Okay. Well, if we're in a band that sounds like Thin Lizzy and we cover Thin Lizzy,
it's not
a little cheesy. But
okay, that's fair.
We could do it.
Let's do a Thin Lizzy cover band, but whatever.
But if I want to start a band that sounded like Thin Lizzy, I wouldn't wait around for the perfect members to fall into place. What I would do is I would write those songs. I would have those songs. I might record them or find one person who fucks with my vision.
Yeah.
So to speak, and record them and then try and find members, you know?
See who it attracts.
Yeah, because the problem is if I get us four that are in this room, right, and I start writing Thin Lizzy songs, maybe you are inserting things that aren't what I want.
Yeah.
And then there's this awkward tension, and then the band ends up fucking not doing anything. Instead, you can start your band that sounds like Fleetwood Mac, and I'll start my band that sounds like Thin Lizzy, and we can both have fucking cool bands that play.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And also, through doing that, if you join a band and you don't necessarily like the riffs, then start your own band, and then those people can play in your band.
Yeah.
And you can have your two different fucking sounds.
That's kind of how Spellbook was, too. I just, like, had these songs that I'd written, like,
and
5
you were
years
like,
ago.
You were like, well, I don't know if they're good. And we're like, okay, bring them to practice.
Yeah.
And you were like, but I don't know who's playing it. And we go, we do. And we just brought everybody, and then we played it, and it was fine. And we're playing your songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyone who comes to a Spellbook show, I had nothing to do with any of that.
Some of it we kind of...
Well, I mean, you add, you say, hey, this would be kind of cool. And you say yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I feel like that's a better way to do it. Because everyone, when they think they're starting, or they want to start their first band, they get like 4 really good friends to start the band, and one person wants to sound like Thin Lizzy, and one person wants to sound like Whitechapel. And one person wants to sound like Agnostic Front, and one person wants to sound like fucking Celine Dion. And then take all of those influences and put them into like one bastard child band, and it's gonna be the worst band on the planet.
Yeah, that's
but
exactly.
Instead, what you should do.
That's exactly true.
Yeah, just fucking, I don't know.
That's what being in a band is like when you're like 14.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah. I was in a lot of horrible ones because that's what we would try and do. It's like take all these ideas and put being horrible at your instrument on there, and then also add you trying to do too much with too little, and then you end up with these little shitty bands.
Yeah, it was like your first band. It was like you were like super Metallica guy, like Metallica and Pantera.
Yeah.
And then Tyler probably wanted to sound like Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then you're like, you know what I mean?
I don't think so. But I was,
Primus, yeah.
I was never really trying to sound like anybody, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to sound like yourself, but
that's
another
another thing, though, that, like, of course you don't want to sound like anybody, but at the same time, you do want to have, like, influences, right?
Well, yeah.
Because if you don't, you end up writing this, like, I don't know. There are good bands that have come out trying to sound like nobody, but generally what we do is if we're starting a new band, we sit down and we say, these are 3 things that we want to sound like.
Yeah.
And then we don't, like, you know what I mean?
That's what I do with my music, and it's still going to sound like, oh, shit.
Well, because you're going to be...
It's going to sound like you.
Yeah, you're going to be influenced by stuff anyway, because you have to be, because it's like your brain doesn't just come up with fucking...
Yeah, you have to have, like, a reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you could be like, hey,
It's like looking at something and trying to paint or do something. Yeah.
Hey, I want to sound like Bad Brains, but I want my fucking voice to sound like something, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so someone completely different.
Celine Dion.
And I want to write I want to sound like Celine Dion over Bad Brains, and I want to write really poetic lyrics, right?
Right.
And then you end up with a band that sounds completely different than any of those bands, but at the same time, someone can go, oh, dude, that sounds like a Bad Brains part. And you're like, right. We fucking love Bad Brains.
People that listen to those bands can also like your band. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I try to do, and it's still, like, I'll show it to other people, and they don't, like, a lot of time you don't get that, like, anybody even saying, like, oh, that sounds like this. It's just like, oh, like,
sometimes,
that's pretty fucking cool. Yeah.
Sometimes someone will walk up to you and say, that sounds like something that I've never even fucking heard of before.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing, like what you were saying about people connecting to your music, is if I can give you a vibe of something we weren't even going for, that's incredible. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you obviously like that band.
Mm-hmm.
And if I made you feel like Misery Signals, but we're playing fucking New York hardcore punk.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I want to be, like, you want to be accessible. You want people to, like, walk up to you and, like it for, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's cool to reach more than your audience.
Right.
There was something else I was going to say regarding this, but I don't fucking remember what it was. I don't know. But yeah, it's so weird. Starting bands, being in band. Oh, I was going to say, the other funny thing about being like in shitty bands when you first start out and playing with music with people that you're not really good at playing music with, is at the time you think that band is fucking awesome. Like you're in Of Zion and you think Of Zion is a fucking incredible band.
Sickest thing ever.
Yeah. You're in Engraved in Me and you're like, dude, we have a fucking 15-minute song. And you have all these bands that you're friends with, but the coolest thing is like, the music is my life, people. When you're in Engraved in Me and you're fucking however old all those people were, they probably at the time were like, music is my fucking life, you know? And then they drop out and they stop coming to shows and they stop playing music and they sell all their fucking equipment. And then from that band of 5 or 6 people, 2 people go on to the next band. So like, what's crazy is Max Chaney, we've known Max Chaney since we were fucking
like children. Yeah.
Since our dads were driving us to shows.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm still in bands with Max after that.
Yeah, it's like you guys are the ones that stuck, kind of. Yeah.
And it's weird because that's why it's weird when people who just listen to the radio on their drive to work say music is their life. When I'm like steeped in this shit. I've been doing this shit for like a long fucking time.
Yeah.
I invest lots of money. I invest lots of time.
Yeah.
And you just listen to music on the radio. I don't know. It's weird, which is fine, obviously. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to be like a pretentious fucking guy about it. It's just like, I was just thinking about it. It was just rubbing me the complete wrong way. One day, I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. Like you just have those days where you're just like, you know what fucking pisses me off?
Yeah, I was like, you know what fucking pisses me off? This is not you. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just kind of.
But it would be the same as if I like fucking went to Walmart and bought a bunch of clothes from Walmart and looked like shit, and I was like, dude, I fucking love fashion.
Yeah.
Like,
this is a statement.
Yeah, but it's like not, you know what I'm saying? You can think that you're like the most fashionable person ever, but you look like shit compared to like somebody who's like steeped in fashion, you know? And it doesn't matter what you think looks good, you know? Because it's not necessarily, like fashion, like somebody who's truly into fashion might say that it's like relative to everybody, you know? But it's just like not in the same way that music just like kind of isn't.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
I get what you're saying.
You can throw paint on a canvas and it might look like somebody who did one of those crazy like spinning paintings, but it's just like
you just literally threw paint at it.
Yeah. Where this person was doing some sort of like complicated process or some sort of I don't know, it's just like a weird thing.
Yeah. Oh, what have some of your favorite bands been lately? Both of you. What have you guys been listening to?
You go first.
Oh, I go first.
No time to think about it.
Like I said, Mudvayne.
Yes.
That's been on my mind.
Got lots of different genres of music that we all three probably listen to. Which is cool.
Just like recently?
Yeah, just
like...
now
you got me on the spot. Now I can't think of anything other than Mudvayne.
That's cool. I mean, Mudvayne's like, if there's going to be one, that's the one I'd go with.
A little bit of Bush.
You've been listening to like old Mudvayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back when they kicked ass.
Yeah, and... Yeah.
Cool. Cool. What about you?
I really like Pine Grove. I saw Pine Grove the other day.
Did you see him?
Fucking cool. Yeah.
I bet it was so good.
Yeah, Pine Grove's awesome.
Jimmy fucking loves Pine Grove.
Dude, Pine Grove's incredible. It was the quietest show I've ever been to, though. Like, we were talking about as loud as I'm talking right now, and we were, like, talking over the music
it's
almost.
too loud.
Yeah, me and Tunks were, like, singing, you know? And we're used to, like singing
yell,
at shows. Yeah, and everyone's, like, looking at us like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, fuck you. I love this band.
That's kind of how...
Why are you not singing the fucking words?
That's kind of what seeing... when we saw Basement, that's kind of what they were like.
Yeah, Basement's... they just have kind of an underwhelming live show.
Yeah,
Love Basement, would see them every time, but it's not like listening.
It's not what you would expect. Yeah. It's just too quiet.
So I love Pine Grove. I love Alex G.
What's Alex G like?
Depends on the song. He has on his new record. He has a song that sounds like Death Grips, and then the next song is like a country music song.
Cool.
And then he has a song that it sounds like a John Legend song, where he's auto-tuned and playing piano.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of just whatever the fuck he wants it to sound like. And then 2 records before that, he has a song where he has fucked up his voice to where he sounds like a grandma. And then the next song, he's pitch shifted his voice up 2 octaves on one part, and he sounds like a fly.
Weird.
And it's
That sounds cool though.
Yeah, you would actually really like it.
I probably would. Yeah.
I like. I don't know. Like when I'm trying to think of like hardcore bands I'm listening to right now that I really like. I really like Gag. Yeah, it is a cool band you should listen to.
I like that band name. That's cool.
Yeah. My friend Joey.
I'll actually probably go back and listen to this later, and so I can get these.
Listen to Jag. My friend Joey's in that band.
Cool.
If I think of more, I'll just like blurt them out in the middle of whatever we're saying.
Okay.
But Jag's really fucking cool. Yeah, listen
Cool.
to them.
I'm listening to. I'm like stuck on the same shit from. Like I've been stuck on the same artist for like a year, but I just can't stop. I just keep getting deeper and deeper.
You should listen to a guy called Corbin.
Corbin?
Yeah, he used to go by Spooky Black, but now it's just Corbin.
Okay.
And it's like kind of slightly atmospheric ambient type beats, but he like sings like kind of R&B stuff over them.
Kind of similar to like what's that guy? Has that EP Winter?
Vancouver Sleep Clinic.
Is it kind of like that?
Kind of like
it
that.
is kind of like super moody. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Moody stuff.
Yeah, I've been listening to Bonobo.
I don't know what that is.
Bonobo? It's like, it's weird. I'll just have to show it to you sometime, or just go listen to it. But he's like this English electronic artist who does like a lot of it sounds like noir, like a lot of. It's really weird. There's a lot of violins and like a lot of it's electronic, but and he does a lot of samples like that are like homemade. Like you can tell, like I just go through and like listen to it and I'm like, oh, what's he using in this song? Like I've tried to like Jimmy and I actually got together one night and sampled like 100 different things where we were just random shit, like tapping like two pieces of glass together and then adding reverb to it and compressing it, and then so that was cool, like getting our like sounds that literally nobody else has. Or we had like a little hand drum and we were like dropping water droplets onto it, like miking that up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and then he took it home, like he's like a fucking workhorse when it comes to that shit.
Yeah.
He did it in like a couple hours, like trimmed everything, compressed it all, got it up to like pretty close to like volume.
And then you can like one shot it, right?
Yeah, you could and then you map it out to like the MIDI,
yeah,
like the pads or whatever, and just like you can play.
Have you listened to Porches? Porches is really cool.
Let's
like an electronic band.
Yeah, Bonobo does a lot of. Do you know what I mean by noir? Like it almost reminds me
like
of
50s, like
crime, like kind of stuff like that, but mixed with like modern electronic music. A lot of like really, really just like clean mixes that are like they're just kind of chill out music.
Is anybody else on fire?
Yeah, it's hot as fuck up here. It's
let's see. Oh, Narrowhead.
I've heard of Narrowhead, but I've never listened to them.
Narrowhead's fucking incredible.
Are they? Aren't they like somewhat? Are they local?
No, they're from Houston.
Okay.
Let's see who else. Drawing Last Breath. It's one of Lennon's bands. The guy from Miami.
Is it the one that's in Blistered?
Yeah.
Okay.
He plays guitar in it. It sounds like kind of like As I Lay Dying and shit. It's really fucking good.
Cool.
I'll show you that after this.
Yeah, we should like hang out for a minute and listen to some music and shit after this.
I'm ready for a piss and a cigarette.
You're
smoking a pancake?
Yeah, exactly.
Cigar and waffle.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I could probably go on more, but then I'd just be like talking about all these bands that you guys will go. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we're just like,
And I'll go, yeah, I guess I'll show you after this podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, it's not like we can listen to it.
Yeah.
I wish we would have had sometime we could do something like that,
though.
though.
We could do that, but I feel like that would just...
That also might be illegal, I don't know.
Definitely. Well, it's only illegal if you're making money off
of ads or something.
It's only illegal if you're making money.
Yeah.
I don't think you're making money off this.
No, I've only spent money on
if
this.
You are, if you're making money off of this, also I don't let you use this. I need to have money.
You need to make money too. Well, shit, we can call it. I do want to really get some fresh air.
Yeah.
I'll wrap it up.
Yeah,
I think you wrap it up, right?
Kinda. We just
kind of freeball it, but
as always, yeah. Thanks for listening and watching Tapes from the Attic. Good guy, Jimmy.
Yes, Jimmy like
is that the right word? Engineering.
Yeah, he's like the teching basically.
Yeah.
Like, real quick, last night, we got all this shit set up. It took like 4 hours. Jimmy dove in and
the workhorse.
Yeah, he's literally a machine, and brought his like 4,000-pound Mac over, and
What's the email?
tapesfromtheattic@yahoo.com, which we probably should have checked. Doesn't matter.
check.
We could technically check in a second if there's any questions, because there might be, and then we could come back up here and fucking do it.
What do you mean?
If there's any questions,
Well, we're not gonna be able to post this tonight.
No, I know. No, I'm saying literally if in the last fucking week someone has posted a question in there.
Oh yeah, cool. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it might be completely empty.
Could be.
I know one person that I was talking to on Facebook told me they sent us an email, so we do need to check it.
That's worth checking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just like I've been telling people, like, give us feedback, like, because we're new at this, so we don't really know what we're doing. We're trying to slowly figure it out. So like, if somebody has a suggestion, either, I mean, it might be cool. It might, if I think it's stupid, we won't do it. But if it's cool, then that'd be great, because we could use all the help we need.
Right.
So yeah. But anyway.
How can they find you if they want to start a band with you?
So I have a Twitter. It's at Red Lobster Fiend. I have an Instagram.
I love that.
At AdultRocker69.
Jimmy's cracking.
I have a Facebook that I don't use.
Yeah.
You can swipe me on Tinder.
You
can swipe me on Bumble.
I have.
Bumble?
You did.
What's Bumble?
It's like
Another
Tinder,
one
but
of
the girl
those.
talks first. I don't know. I don't use it.
Okay.
The only on tour, that's another funny tour story. What I do is I just swipe right on Tinder, swipe everybody right.
When you're going from town to town, just
yeah. If you've seen me on Tinder and I talk to you, it probably was Alex Tunks. I'll just swipe right and I'll hand it to Max, and Max will just say some weird ass shit to people.
Yeah, some creepy ass shit.
Max says creepy shit. Tunks says like weird shit. Like he'll just be like, "You want to suck my dick?" And people are like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
And it's like
There's a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah.
You can't.
or 20.
You won't know if you don't ask.
I would never use Tinder in that way. I use Tinder, and if
I've been doing it wrong then.
I swipe everybody right, first of all, because if you want to get matches, if you swipe right, you get all the maximum potential of matches. Anyone who would have liked you, you will find out, and you can kind of weed through your likes. But also, just to feel good about myself, when you're swiping right, you get a like, you're like, man, somebody in the world thinks I'm hot.
Right.
That's awesome.
All right.
But I don't need to talk to that person, because that person only swiped right because I'm hot.
Yeah.
Because I don't have anything like in my Bandcamp or in my fucking
profile.
Like in your bio.
I just have Bandcamps for my. I have like
hey,
7
check out my
Bandcamps.
bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got what is, plug your shit as usual.
Rooster Vision's my YouTube. I'm new to Instagram.
Oh, I'll follow you.
Yep.
Right
James
here in a
Marsh. Snapchat James Marsh. Facebook James Marsh.
One funny thing is you spell your name differently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't. You said that last time, and I was thinking he spells James weird.
Right.
So you might want to say that.
JAYMZ.
Yeah, it's the signature.
James
It's been that way
Marsh.
for years.
Oh yeah.
I like.
Of course.
Is that
but
really how you spell your name? Bitch.
No.
I was trying to listen to the last podcast as someone who didn't know you guys, and that was the one thing I was like, they're not gonna find it if they look it up.
Right. Yeah. So now
Close enough.
JAYMZ. Yeah, and we can also, I think normally, like we could probably put like in the bio, like putting us on YouTube, you could put like your links in the bio so people can just click on it. It's way easier. But
Link in the bio.
yeah. My shit's just Daniel Hinkle. Pretty sure my Twitter's Dapper Dan Hinkle. It's been that way for years.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my Twitter I never check is @goddamnrooster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
so don't do anything on Twitter for me.
And then my EP's up on futurefandoms.bandcamp.com. It's up for donation, but just download it anyway. I mean, don't give me money if you don't want to. But I think we'll call it.
All right.
Cool. Thanks to Dan.
We'll
Thanks
see
to
you guys
James.
next time.
Have a good one.